guess the working title now is Dancing in the Zendo by Mr. Bill Weldon. No more William Weldon. Keep that up. You want me to start?
You're on.
A portrait of the artist. A Dharma bum on the road, tucking to Nirvana with the subterranean homesick blues since the summer of 42. He entered a Coney Island of the mind with pictures of the gone world dancing in his head at the age of the loss of reason. Starting from Paumanok, solitary, singing in the west, he struck up for a new world. One more bozo on a bus called further. Sought his spirit guides with the Sioux. Had some kind of mushroom, became a Lobo, and got his kicks on Route 66. He never worked on Maggie's farm. He never waited for Godot. He lived his life in exile on Main Street, a Groucho Marxist Leninist down to his vegetable soul. Singing as didn't, dancing as did, all the do-da-day. This is Walt Whitman Fertilizer Company. Driving down the open road, through the spine of old fish-shaped Paumanok, with the radio blaring, "Born in the USA," suddenly I see the sign, Walt Whitman's house, next exit. So I say to myself, oh, take my hand, Walt Whitman, such gliding wonders, such sights and sounds. What do you see, Walt Whitman? I see Walt Whitman Mall. I see Walt Whitman Theater. I see Walt Whitman bowling lanes. I see Walt Whitman Army Recruiting Center. I see Old Walt Whitman Road, which I follow to Walt Whitman's house. But the great American poet's place is closed today. And so I set forth once again on the road into the mad Mannahatta of my own imagination, going into business for myself, fertilizing my open field with manure of the material world, just as the ganja farmers of India once planted their seeds in the mouths of dead serpents and the corpses of sacred cows. Crossing Brooklyn Bridge. Beginning in Brooklyn, where I was born, I step into the spirit of this structure to feel its steel poetry, upholding simple truths about the perfect equilibrium of nature, philosophy, and art. Sauntering above the seagulls, I think of Hart Crane and the cinema, all those celluloid heroes he never saw, starring on the bridge, Tarzan diving from it, Sinatra serenading it, Bugs Bunny selling it, Laurel and Hardy buying it. In many-minded Manhattan, the stars have grooved my eyes with old persuasions, stopping in the shadows, as apparitional as his poetry. I wonder if infinity be still the same as when he heard the stanzas rise from its builder's bedroom in Brooklyn Heights. Tangled in his occult conclusions, coursing this span of consciousness, my minds and hearts, as the nasal whine of power whips a new universe into being. the poet as Starship captain, cruising along at the speed of thought, boldly going where no one has gone before, seeking out and exploring brave new worlds. Far from Gutenberg's galaxy, the poet collects interstellar correlatives for our all too human objectives, making metaphors from the matter-antimatter forces of our lives to guide us in our continuing mission through the final frontier of the South's deep space, tormented by time, tradition, tribbles, academic Romulans and critical Klingons. Still, he, she, or it pursues being beyond the gods, goods, and logics our fool flesh falls prey to, prays to, and pays to, feeling that thinking is the best way to travel, and poetry still the spacecraft of the soul.